Yeah, but God doesn't always heal, brother. Show me that through the Son. I need somebody to show me that through the Son. Because no one at any time has ever seen God, but the Son has declared Him. You show me that through the Son, that He doesn't heal all the time. Somebody has to show me that through the Son. Nobody can. Then why are we saying otherwise? No one has seen God at any time until we've seen the Son. Now we've seen God. Yeah, but He doesn't always heal, Dan. Show me that through the Son. Oh, yeah, but sometimes God lets His judgment fall, Dan. Show me that through the Son. It's the same voice that Eve heard. It's deception. And we're biting the bait and eating the fruit and taking the fall. Again and again and again and again. God said, lay your hands on the sick and they recover. We say, but not everyone.
Let go right now. Come on. Every pain go inside. Every pain go.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. When I first came to Christ, I came to Christ vis-a-vis a Bible study in which Jesus Christ was presented to me not only as a historical personage and as the living Christ today, but as the person through whom and by whom I was to receive life and to operate from that day forward. I knew that if I came to Christ, it was the end of me and the beginning of Him. That's the way it was presented. As I read the New Testament, I fell in love with Jesus. Didn't you? I liked Him. I liked what He was like. I liked the things He did. I liked the things He said. Didn't you like those things? I thought that stuff was hot. I liked it when He multiplied the bread. You like that one? Stuff, you know? I liked it when He went by the fig tree and said, you know? I like it. I remember last night, come forth. That's a biggie, you know? I mean, that's hot. There are not many guys doing that come forth thing, you know, telling anybody to come up from the dead. And when I became a Christian, I thought that's what I was going to do. I spent several weeks reading the New Testament and talking with these people, and I thought, this is great. You know, I'm going to join up. I want to do this stuff. And so I remember the frustration of attending church the first few times. You know what I thought they did at church? Now, this is how stupid I was. I thought that people gathered at the church, had a good time together, sort of divvied up the land, and then everybody went out and healed a few, and cast out a few demons, and won a few people to Christ before lunch. And so the first few times I went to church, I went prepared with the idea that we're going to, you know, I'm going to take Anaheim. I want to go to Anaheim, you know, the deepest, darkest pagan Anaheim, over there by Disneyland. That's where I want to go, because that's where I was raised. And when they didn't do it, I was disappointed. And I remember one day asking a guy about it. I said, when do we go out and do it? He said, what? I said, when do we go out and do it? He says, oh, you don't have to do it. You just have to believe it was done once. Now that's pathetic. I found out over the next year or two that we cried about it, we sang about it, we preached about it, we prayed over it, we gave to it, but we never did it. We never got to go do the things that Jesus did. And I grew disillusioned in the process. Now, you know, when I worked for the devil, he let me do his stuff. Didn't he let you do his stuff? He let me do his stuff. But when I came to work for Jesus, they didn't want to let me do his stuff. And to tell you the truth, I joined up to do the stuff. Did you? You see, it's doing the stuff that's going to change the world. It's not knowing it was done once. It's not knowing that it's important. It's doing it that's going to change the world. Somewhere, someplace, somebody's got to start believing this book.
¿Puedo agarrar la bolsa y sí, quiero enseñar algo, señora?
Sí, güey.
Ya está sana. Está sana. Oh. ¿Está bien? ¿Listo? Nosotros sanamos en el nombre de Jesús.
It's not knowing it was done once. It's not knowing that it's important. It's doing it that's going to change the world. Somewhere, someplace, somebody's got to start believing this book.
Yes, that's the Holy Ghost! That's right!
Somewhere, someplace, somebody's got to start believing this book.
The compassion, a compaixão de Deus vivo
couldn't stand it.
não poderia suportar.
I couldn't stand
Eu
it.
não pude suportar a compaixão deste Deus
I
vivo.
couldn't.
Não pude suportar.
I couldn't. He said to me,
Ele me disse,
hold him
segura
like I would.
como eu o seguraria.
And he would do something.
E ele faria algo.
Something has been done.
Algo tem sido feito.
It's not knowing it was done once. It's not knowing that it's important. It's doing it.
A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out,
Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is suffering terribly from demon possession.
Jesus did not answer a word. So his disciples came to him and urged him.
Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us.
He answered,
I was sent on to the lost sheep of Israel.
The woman came and knelt before him.
Lord, help me.
She said. He replied,
It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to their dogs.
Yes, Lord.
She said,
But even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table.
Then Jesus answered,
Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted.
and her daughter was healed from that very hour.
In the mighty name of Jesus, brand new, hearing be restored now.
Wow.
Good? Come on, Jesus. He opens the ears of the deaf. That's our King. He's just opening the deaf ear. Jesus, thank you.
Somewhere, someplace, somebody's got to start believing this book.
Jesus, Jesus, healer, be lifted up, be lifted up. Your kingdom come and your will be done forever. Be lifted up today. On the cross, blood and water flowed. The Son of Man was lifted high, his body broken, broken for the world. This is love, this is love. Jesus, Jesus, healer,
somewhere, someplace, somebody's got to start believing this book.
The God of the Bible, the God of the Christians, the only God, is active. He's speaking to people. He's alive. He's working in people. And he's often working in miraculous ways. This is the God who saves, who heals, who prospers, who blesses, and who judges. This is the God who takes away the suffering of our life. He redeemed us for that. Jesus suffered in our place. Jesus broke the curse of the law, a curse that included sickness and poverty, and a curse so strong that it could break an entire nation. Can't you see? The gospel can save a whole nation. All of their health and all of their wealth could be restored if they only had faith in God. Nothing is impossible to those who believe. Jesus Christ is the hope to all nations. He's the one that gives us full life and life to its abundance. To reject this or to even reduce it slightly is to undermine the work of Christ. It is to become anti-Christ. Perhaps you've been placed under a theology of unbelief for so long that you have become a spiritual cripple. The preachers and theologians have smashed your legs and snapped your spine. They put you in a wheelchair and assure you that you have great faith. You will be fine as long as you do not get out of line or do anything to upset these people. But as you read the Bible for yourself, you cannot help but wonder if the power has really passed away. An expectation begins to stir you. This is the voice of the Spirit of God, awakening your faith to the truth about Jesus Christ. But then the oppressive darkness of the preachers and theologians come rushing back, and so you quench the Spirit and submit to the doctrines and traditions of men. Unless these people encourage you to have more and more faith, not just some type of suffering faith, but miracle-working faith, mountain-moving faith. This is your life. This is your faith. Don't allow anyone to cheat you of the blessings of Jesus Christ and then use you to mask their own unbelief and rebellion. They will have to answer to God. But why let them drag you down with them? Why should you suffer because they cannot believe that Jesus still works miracles today and that the manifestations of the Spirit continue in great power? Here are the words of faith and power, straight from Jesus in the Gospels, and believe. But don't just hear the words.